It has been just about 1 year since I released Living in Fort Collins, when I really transitioned my YouTube channel to focus on everything Fort Collins and Northern Colorado. And during that time, in the last year, when I've released about 2 videos per week, it has really forced me to get to know my community that much better, do research, travel, explore, and understand different things that are important to this community and this region of Colorado. On top of that, I've worked with tons of buyers and clients moving here from all over the country to Fort Collins and Northern Colorado, and finding out what was important to them, what decisions really drove them, and what was important for them to understand and learn and realize. So taking all of that information in, all of the information I've got over the last year, I thought it was time to make Living in Fort Collins 2022. What's up, everybody? My name is Patrick Soukup with Soukup Real Estate here in Fort Collins, Colorado. If you're new to the channel, Living in Fort Collins, we talk to you about everything Fort Collins and Northern Colorado. And today, we are going to talk to you about living in Fort Collins in 2022. Enjoy. Founded in the late 1800s, we are a military outpost that then transitioned into a farming community, beets sheep farming. In fact, one of property, a complex I know, it sits on top of an old sheep farm, and I can tell you that there are tons of trees and the grass is extremely lush there. And we have then since grown into a college community and CSU, Colorado State University. But even since that, we've really transitioned into dang near 200,000 people, close to about 175,000 people, and a diverse economy, from the campus to healthcare to a little bit of a tech scene developing. And from there, you know, we've got a lot of different professional services, accountants, lawyers, doctors, you name it. Fort Collins economy is definitely a diverse economy comparatively to what it used to be. But what does it mean to live in Fort Collins? What is the lifestyle of living in Fort Collins? And I can tell you, just recently, I went to have a beer with a friend from Boston, and we were discussing about having a beer in Fort Collins isn't about going to get drunk. You used to belly up to a bar, or even in where they were from, Boston, you would go there to get drunk. You had a purpose when you were going to a bar, but not really anymore. I would say it's more like having a coffee here in Fort Collins. Going to lunch and having a beer is not frowned upon. If you're gonna have an IPA or something very, very high in alcohol content and maybe even have 2 or 3 of them, sure, probably not the best thing to do. But going to lunch, having a good, tasteful beer, enjoying your buddies' camaraderie, community, and cheersing is definitely something that Fort Collins is about. And when you go to a bar on a Thursday afternoon at 2 o'clock, totally fine. But having a beer is just like having a coffee here in Fort Collins. And we've got all of the breweries surrounding the patios, Coopersmith's, Equinox, New Belgium, Odell's, Funkworks, Horse and Dragon, you name it, there are a ton of breweries here. And so supporting that side of the local economy, it just seems second nature. So having a beer here in Fort Collins is just part of what it means to be a Fort Collins Coloradoan. From having a beer kind of plays into what our working culture is here in Fort Collins. We are working to provide for ourselves and our lifestyle. Generally speaking, moving to Fort Collins, you are not moving here to be a world conqueror. On a Wednesday night just recently, we went to a comedy club. It got out at 10 p.m. Now granted, or just for a second, that comedy club was awesome. It was this cool, swank Fort Collins comedy club that is new to town. Used to be where Hodie's Half Note was, which was a music amphitheater, but which is now a comedy club. And there was a fun act there. We had a good time. Drinks were served, people were laughing, but we got out at 10 o'clock on a Wednesday evening, and we had to go search for what we were gonna do because it was a ghost town down in Old Town. So we ended up having a piece of pizza at Slice Pizzeria, and from there, heading home. But that just speaks to what the working kind of relationship is here in Fort Collins. those businesses can't stay open because there aren't enough people around to go to those establishments and spend their hard-earned dollars, so why stay open? And people aren't gonna go in the subways, getting in there at 4 a.m. and staying till 8 o'clock at night, go have drinks and then party and get drunk and do it all over again, like you might see in bigger major metros. Well, Fort Collins is definitely a lifestyle community where you are coming here, yes, provide for you and your family, but then after work, go walk the dog, go hike a mountain, go raft down the Pooter, go sit on a patio and have a beer. It is not a place where people are coming for better or worse, because I would say one thing that I wish I did have was a little bit more of a community of, really hard go-getters. I'm in my early 30s and want to really get after it as far as work goes. And I can't really find necessarily a big amount of people that kind of share similar, want to get after it, hard work mentalities. Now, at any time, anywhere, I can absolutely find somebody to go have a beer with me. And at any time, I can absolutely go spend time with my friends outdoors rather than working. Now, you're gonna be working, not conquering the world, because you're gonna wanna go out and spend some time outdoors. Now, that kind of plays into our fair weather fan mentality for our local CSU, Colorado State University football team and basketball team. On a Saturday afternoon, when it's 70 degrees outside, yes, it is sometimes a fun time to go watch CSU, but if they're not doing well or winning, or if they're playing a really big school, you are probably gonna see a pretty, not filled stadium. Why? Well, because you can literally go 15 to 20 minutes out your door, go hike Horsetooth Mountain, see the beautiful scenery, spend time with your family, get outdoors, feel rejuvenated, and not have to watch and painfully watch your CSU football team get smoked by a, Nevada football team at the end of the year. Now, that is probably why we are such fair weather fans. Now, if CSU is kicking ass, or if they're playing a big school, yeah, absolutely. It's probably gonna be a packed stadium at least till the second or third quarter. But otherwise, you will see us not like the Nebraska Cornhuskers or Wyoming Cowboys or Iowa Hawkeyes, where there's just not much else to do in a October freeze, humid, cold area like you might find in Nebraska or Iowa, and then instead go and spend your time in the outdoors with you and your family. And when you're spending time with you and your family, you're probably gonna go spend time downtown and enjoy the music and art scenery. We are very fortunate to have the Bohemian Foundation that just pours money into the arts and music scene here. Whether it's the Aggie Theater, the Armory, Washington, the Artery, we have tons, the Magic Rat down at the new Elizabeth Hotel. We have tons of live music. It is very important to the community here in Fort Collins and Northern Colorado. The swing station out in LaPorte, or you name it, there are so many different outdoor music scenes, indoor music scenes, but people are gonna spend a lot of time in downtown Fort Collins. It's safe, low crime, very, very clean. One thing that we do here is we spend a lot of money on our alley projects, arts, pavers, planters, and it's just beautiful. So you can take you and your family on a warm, summer day, spring day, fall day, one of our 300 days of sun outdoors, and spend it in downtown and feel very, very safe that you and your family can go watch a live music on the stage in Old Town Square, have a cup of, or a cone, ice cream cone, and just enjoy the outdoor scenery without having to worry too much about what's going on. Now, don't get me wrong. We do have transients that come here, and every once in a while, every summer or every other summer, we may have somebody that might be a little bit of a jerk. But generally speaking, you and your family can go downtown, enjoy the arts, enjoy the music, and feel very, very safe walking around downtown on Friday at 8:30 at night. And I would say one thing that Fort Collins has become, after spending those time downtown with you and your family, bringing your friends that are coming to visit you, because now Fort Collins is this destination place. Oh my gosh, you live in Fort Collins, we are coming to visit. So make sure, if you're living in Fort Collins, that you have a guest bedroom, because we have now become this destination place. Now, it's always been touristy because of Old Town Square, the buildings that resemble downtown or Disneyland buildings, but it feels like it's more of you've got to go visit your friends and we're gonna come visit you in Fort Collins. Again, it is going to be an opportunity for you to shine, bring your friends and family that are visiting you down into Old Town or go hike a mountain in Horsetooth Mountain, whatever. You're definitely now we are more of a destination place with lots of friends and family wanting to come and visit. And when they come and visit, the unfortunate thing that Fort Collins does have is it's really pretty sprawled out. We are a grid system, as you can kind of see on the map behind me, but Fort Collins is really pretty sprawled out. I drive about 7 miles a day to work from my southeastern home, downtown Fort Collins, and we don't have phenomenal public transportations. We have a max transit, a bus system. We do have over 280 miles of walking and bike paths, but generally speaking, I'm gonna be driving my vehicle downtown because, well, I'll also be showing property all over the place, all over Fort Collins, and it's just not a super public transportation friendly community. So we are going to be driving our cars, which means, yeah, vehicle emissions and all that kind of stuff. So there are people who, because they are working at home more than they used to, are moving to a one-car household and leveraging their bikes. I can tell you that somebody who watches this YouTube channel a fair amount definitely hits on that we are a bike-friendly community and that he, in fact, bikes everywhere. So it is possible. Bundle up. You do have that sun to warm you up, but we are a sprawled out community, so you are probably going to need at least one vehicle, but we are still a 2-vehicle household where I live. And finally, the biggest thing that Fort Collins, from my perspective, is a family-friendly person community. Now, I do have people that comment on my YouTube channel that says, hey, I visited there and what jerks they are, what pompous assholes. They got their nose in their air, or they're jerks, they're mean. Now, that's like 1 out of every 10 comments, maybe 1 out of every 20 comments. And unfortunately, that person that came and visited our community definitely just had a bad experience. Maybe they ran across somebody who was having a bad day, got let go, wasn't able to pay rent, whatever that might be. Unfortunately, there are those interactions. But the vast majority of people that come and visit our community talk about how friendly the wait staff is, how friendly people are just in general, what they are doing when they're working, they are smiling. And so if you would consider moving to Fort Collins, I only ask you to bring the positivity, the positive attitude, the smiles, the hellos, the nods, the handshakes, high fives, maybe post-COVID, whatever that might be, and leave behind some of the negativity, arrogance, or negotiation tactics that you feel like you have got to win at the table, because Fort Collins is still a community that I suggest is about 2 to 3 touches away from knowing everybody in town. And you don't want to have that reputation as a jerk or somebody who's going to cut somebody's legs beneath them when they're doing business. But so Fort Collins is just this really friendly community that is seeing a lot of population growth and a lot of cool people moving here, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. But that's what living in Fort Collins, Colorado, specifically in 2022, looks like. If you guys are considering moving here, buying, selling, investing in real estate here, I am a licensed real estate agent, so give me a call, text, or email. I've got your back when it comes to everything Fort Collins and Northern Colorado. And if you are new to the channel and you enjoy the content, consider giving it a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, guys, take care.